This is Abhishek from gadgetshoes.com, and today we are going to do a hands-on comparison of the Samsung Mega 5.3 and the Samsung Mega 6.3. They're also called Samsung Galaxy Mega devices. So we have the 5.8 and the 6.3 device with us. And again, if we actually talk about the display size of these devices is fairly big on both of these phones, as you can see. And if you actually compare the display side by side, there is a little difference in terms of the size, and this is a noticeable difference which you will see when you hold the devices together. And in terms of the overall display resolution, if we talk about, we have a 720p display resolution on this device, and I've got a QHD display on this device that is 540 into 960, and the pixel density is lesser as compared to the pixel density which we get on this device, which is 233 pixels per inch on this display, whereas the display resolution on this device is 720 into 1280. If we actually talk about the major differences in terms of the hardware, NFC support on this device, you also have AirView supported on this device, whereas you do not have AirView supported on the Mega 5.3, as you can see. And let me just show you the toggles for it. So you have the smart stay on both of these phones, you have AirView on this one but not on this one, you have NFC on this one but not on this one. So you have more features on this device as well as a better hardware on this device. If we you get a 1.7 gigahertz processor on this device, whereas you get a 1.4 gigahertz processor on 5.8. If we actually talk about the version of Android, the version of Android running on these devices is fairly the same. You get 16 GB of internal storage on this device, out of which around 10 GB is actually available, whereas you get around 8 GB of internal storage on Mega 5.8, and you have around 5 GB is actually available to the user. If we talk about the applications, you have similar applications pre-installed on these devices, and again, because of the sensors, some of the applications will not be supported in 5.8, which are supported over here. Another major difference which I see here is that you have an IR blaster over here on 6.3, whereas I do not see an IR blaster over here on this device. So you can use this device as a TV remote as well, and this is how the notification center looks like. And again, both of these devices run the same TouchWiz UI as compare both of these devices. From the back side, you have the 8 megapixel camera on both of these phones, and again we have different colors for both of these phones as of now. So you have the 8 megapixel camera on both of these phones, you have the LED flash, the loudspeaker is over here on the Mega 5.8, whereas on 6.3 you have the loudspeaker over here. And again, both of these phones does not have the S Pen. If I compare both of these phones in terms of the thickness, you have around 8 millimeter of thickness over here on Mega 6.3, whereas you have around 9 millimeter of thickness on Mega 5.8. So this is how the overall differences looks like in terms of the look and feel. Both of these devices look fairly the same. If we actually compare both of these devices on the side-by-side profile, there is a little difference in the display size which is not going to be noticeable from a distance. And if we actually talk about the viewing angles, the viewing angles are actually better on 6.3 as compared to the 5.8 as of now, as you can see. So I do notice some amount of color fading which is happening on the display on 5.8, and again it has got a QHD display. If we actually take a closer look on both of these phones, you will notice that the text is kind of soft as compared to the 6.3, whereas it is kind of crisp in terms of the formation on 6.3. How the overall comparison look like. Again, you won't be able to notice much difference from the naked eyes, but there is a difference. You get a lower resolution on this device, which is a QHD resolution, which is 540 into 960 in terms of thickness, but there is a 1 millimeter difference which you won't be able to notice with the naked eyes. And this is how the devices looks like from the side profile, as you can see. A major difference over here, if we take a look after removing the back cover on both of these devices, that Mega 5.8 is a dual SIM phone, as you can see, whereas the Mega 6.3 is a single SIM device. So you do not have the dual SIM functionality on this device. As far as the battery is concerned, is 2600 milliampere hour, whereas you have a bigger battery on 6.3, which is 3200 milliampere hour. As far as the weight is concerned, this device is a little bit lighter at 180 gram, whereas you have 199 gram of weight on the Mega 6.3.